In just 5 days, OpenAI went from the top of the world to the brink of collapse. And back again. Fired, betrayed, and on the edge of losing everything, the company fought back with everything it had. What happened behind the scenes? This is the story of the battle that could have ended OpenAI. Welcome to the season finale of the OpenAI politics, the 5 days. After the second wave of resignations knocked on OpenAI's door, the company seemed like it might fall apart. The first big shock came when Ilya Sutskever, one of the original founders, left OpenAI to start his own company, Safe Superintelligence. Not long after, another co-founder, John Schulman, resigned and joined a growing competitor called Anthropic, a company started by former OpenAI employees. But the real drama was just beginning. The OpenAI board fired the next co-founder, and that co-founder was Sam Altman, the very man who had built the company from the ground up. On November 17, 2023, the board made the stunning decision to fire Sam Altman. The reason? They claimed that Altman didn't have the right leadership skills and consistency needed to keep running OpenAI, despite all he had done to bring the company back from financial trouble. The company was at its peak, in the spotlight, and suddenly the very person who had driven its success was gone. But what the board failed to realize was that they had just opened a door to chaos, one they couldn't control. The very next day, November 18, 2023, Greg Brockman, another key co-founder, announced his resignation in support of Sam Altman. But that was just the beginning. A letter was sent to the board, and this wasn't just any letter. It was signed by 100,000 employees. The message was loud and clear. If Sam Altman wasn't rehired, they were ready to walk out with him. The support for Altman was overwhelming. Microsoft, OpenAI's biggest investor, wasn't happy either. They made it clear to the board that if Sam wasn't brought back, there would be several consequences for future investments. Company couldn't afford to lose its biggest backer. But the board didn't back down. On November 19, 2023, they released a statement defending their decision, trying to explain why they fired Sam Altman and convince the employees not to leave. But their words only fueled the fire. While OpenAI was rushing to convince its employees not to leave, Microsoft was making its own moves. On one side, OpenAI's board was trying to calm the storm and hold things together. On the other side, Microsoft was already in talks with Sam Altman and Greg Brockman, offering them big roles in a new AI division that would compete directly with OpenAI. The board could feel the pressure, but they were losing control. Then, on November 20, 2023, Microsoft made it official. Sam Altman and Greg Brockman were joining Microsoft to lead their new AI division. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, announced the news with excitement, welcoming them both to the team. It was a huge win for Microsoft and a gut punch for OpenAI. The pressure on the OpenAI board couldn't have been more intense. Microsoft had secured Altman and Brockman. Investors were furious, and the market was already showing signs of instability. If OpenAI didn't fix things fast, they risked losing everything: investors, employees, and the future of the company. That's when, on November 21, 2023, after a night of intense negotiations, the board reached out to Sam Altman. It was clear. He was the only one who could save OpenAI now. They had no choice but to make things right. November 22, 2023 was the turning point. After 5 days of intense drama, OpenAI made the stunning announcement. Sam Altman was back as CEO. The board had finally relented. The pressure from employees, investors, and the tech world had become too much to ignore. Altman's return wasn't just a win for him, it was a victory for the entire company. In that moment, the tension broke. The world held its breath, and OpenAI was reborn. What had seemed lost was now back in their hands. It was the ultimate redemption, the final chapter of an incredible battle. In the end, I just wanted to say, that greatness doesn't come easily. To reach it, you must be willing to sacrifice everything. And after all the battles and sacrifices, OpenAI now stands at the top of the world.